Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and this is Raspberry Reads. I'm doing a tag video for you today, and this is the book and booktuber recommendations tag. It was created by Ellen at Ellen Made Book Club, so well done Ellen. This is such a cool tag to do, so thank you for creating it. And I was tagged by Nikki at My Messy Bookshelf. Thank you Nikki for tagging me. Unlike many of the tag videos that I do where I do them sort of off the cuff, this one I did need to prepare for in advance. And I will put the prompts in the description box below for you if you would like to do this tag. It is sort of an open invitation, so if you'd like to do it and I haven't tagged you, then please do so. So starting off the tag is, the first prompt is response. The person who tagged you recommended a book in their video. Let us know what that book was, if you've read it before or since, and if you think it was a good recommendation for you. So Nikki recommended to me a book by Margaret George about Henry VIII. So Nikki, I haven't read that book by Henry VIII, but sitting on my bookshelf since I was a teenager, much like yourself when you first read the Henry VIII one, is The Memoirs of Cleopatra. I am desperate to get to something by Margaret George, so I think your recommendation is a sign that I need to try and tackle this one. That has been on my shelf for so long now. It even came literally halfway across the world when I shipped all my stuff over from Canada. So I've heard lots of people, yourself included Nikki, say that Margaret George's writing is really good. It is a chunky volume, but I think I might try starting this one maybe in sort of September, October time, and read it throughout autumn and winter. But yeah, so thank you Nikki for this recommendation. Hello, so future me here. I realized that I didn't address the second book that Nikki recommended to me, which is more generally the writing by Jean Plady. So just to say, Nikki, I've never even heard of that author before, so I'll definitely check her out. But yeah, thank you for both of the recommendations, and sorry that I overlooked your second one when I was originally filming. Right, back to the past. So to return the favor is recommend a book back to the person who tagged me, and tell you why I chose the book. So I've actually come up with two recommendations for each of these categories. So Nikki, the first book I would recommend is a middle grade book, because I know you enjoy that genre. And this is by Ash Oakenthorne by Melissa Harrison. Melissa Harrison has also written historical fiction, and this was her first foray into middle grade, and I've read this twice now, and it is a really good book to read on your own, or to a little one. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly how old your daughter is, but I think this would be a good age for her. This is all about an adventure of these little people called the Hidden Folk. It's very similar to the Borrowers, but it's all with a sort of an environmental lens to it, and it's just such a beautiful story. It's got a lot of good messaging in it, a lot of good morals. Yeah, it's just quite sweet. So yes, I recommend by Ash Oakenthorne to you. And I also wanted to recommend another one that you might want to just read on your own, and that was proving a bit tricky. But I thought of what you said in your video, that you wanted to get back into historical fiction. I know you like sort of books about expeditions and adventures, so I thought of Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. I don't have my copy anymore, and this book was very middling for me, but I do think about it a lot, and it is a huge adventure tale based on a woman who ends up being a pilot and does a lot of I think they're called rum runs, where she's doing bootleg liquor back and forth across the border. And yeah, so it goes from that adventure, it crosses a considerable time period, focuses on lots of different people. So it's a family saga, but with lots of adventure, lots of travel. And I do think about it a lot. So let me know if you've read it, or heard about it, and if you want to read it. Okay, so the next prompt is to pay it forward. Pick 3 to 10 booktubers who you want to tag and recommend books to them. And I've picked three booktubers. So the first one is Brittany at Literarily Smitten. So Brittany, you may have read these books already, but I know that you enjoy reading historical fiction. And so if you haven't read The Glassmaker by Tracy Chevalier yet, I think this would be your cup of tea. I thought it was a beautifully written and researched look at the history of Venice and glassmaking, with a little bit of, I guess, kind of magical realism put in there, in the sense that sort of time stands still for the family as the history of Venice moves on, time in Venice moves on. And then the second book that I wanted to recommend to you is The Mermaid of Black Conch by Monique Roffey. And this book is also historical fiction, but with sort of folklore and, I guess, fantastical elements in it. Specifically, I would recommend listening to the audiobook for that one. Actually, both of them, to be honest. But yeah, the Mermaid of Black Conch just has such beautiful narration. That's just a fantastic story to listen to if you haven't already. The next person that I tag is Kim at Middle of the Book March. And Kim, yeah, so Kim, I recommend 2 books for you. One of them is called Hagstone, and this is by Sinead Gleason. And this book is set on an island where you're not quite sure where it is. It could be off the coast of Ireland, off the coast of Scotland. And it's about a nunnery, a convent, a group of women called the Indians, and the people of the community on the island adjacent to where the Indians live. And then there's like mysterious things going on. And it was a weird book. It was full of mystery. And because you enjoyed The Hoarder by Jess Kidd, which had the protagonist talking to saints, I think you might enjoy this sort of supernatural element that is in Hagstone. So yeah, if you've heard of it or if you've already read it, let me know. And then otherwise, I think that you might enjoy Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr, because I know you like reading fairly lengthy books, and you do enjoy historical fiction to some extent, but this one is a little bit different in the sense that it covers multiple time periods, and it follows the sort of history and significant and time and place of one manuscript throughout the ruling of Alexander the Great, to sort of contemporary period, to the future. Yeah, it was a really cool book, neat idea. So that might be something that you would enjoy if you haven't read it already. And then I'd also like to recommend some books to Chelsea at Libraries and Lattes. So Chelsea, I'm not as familiar, even though I've watched a lot of your content. I think I struggled with this because you do read diversely, much like myself. So I've just picked kind of 2 at random. I think I remember seeing a book by Octavia E. Butler on your TBR at some point. And I do recommend reading Kindred if you haven't already. Kindred was a really cool historical fiction / sci-fi about a woman who travels back in time to like the slave trade era and faces the families who had enslaved her ancestors. So it's a modern classic, very cool, so I recommend that to you. And then also, if you haven't read it, and I don't have my copy with me anymore, but Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. There's a trilogy, I've got them up on my shelf. Kingdom of the Cursed and Kingdom of the Feared are the other 2. I really enjoyed Kingdom of the Wicked. I thought it was a cool fantasy book. I think they're YA, but yeah, because I know you like reading fantasy, and if you haven't read Kingdom of the Wicked, then yeah, maybe check it out. And then the last one is prompt number 4 is an open invitation, and it's to recommend open recommendations to all. And so I would recommend Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I've recommended this book to a few people, and they've all seemed to enjoy it. It is about a woman who's a chemist in the 1960s, 50s or 60s, and she also becomes a mother, and it's just the struggles that she faces. But she also goes and works in television, and it has a lot of humor in it. It covers a lot of really important themes, and it's just all around an interesting book to listen to, which I did, or to read. And then I can't not recommend The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This book, I've said before, it is appropriate for everybody. It's got such great messaging. It's, again, YA, or, well, actually, I don't think it's specifically for any group of people, but you could read it to children. It's appropriate for YA readers and adults alike, and it's about a home for magical children and a social worker who goes and tries to help them navigate their difficulties. And yeah, it's a beautiful story. I've got the next one, I think it's called Somewhere Beyond the Sea. That's on my holds list on Libby. So yeah, those are all my recommendations. Have I answered everything? I think so. One moment. Yeah, so those are all of the prompts. So thank you again, Nikki, for tagging me. Thank you, Ellen, for creating this really cool tag. And that just leaves me to say that I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you soon in a new video. Take care.